social media absolutely affects how journalists go about their jobs. The way I like to think about it is that it used to be that being a journalist was kind of like coming down the mountain with tablets. You would research and write a story. You would send it out into the world, and the only way that word came back from readers was really through letters to the editor, which happened much later and weren't connected to the story, and then the paper decided what they would print. Now, the rise of discussion forums and with readers increasingly sharing stories through social media and commenting on them, as well as with sources having their own sites and blogs where they can comment themselves, you have a real two-way model of communication, and it's really changing the way journalists do their jobs. I mean, their arguments will be scrutinized, their mistakes will be called out publicly, as well as, on the better side, their good work will be discussed and passed along and shared and commented on, and there's a lot more story ideas that'll be out there for them, given right to them in those forums and social media circles. But it's a huge cultural change for journalists to really enter into that conversation and not hold themselves aloof the way they once did. And I think if they can make that transition, I think it'll be better for journalism, better for rebuilding communities that newspapers were once the center of. But it's a huge cultural shift for journalists at the same time that they're being asked to do a lot more. For years, whether it's on my own blogs or when I was writing for a paper's website, internet comments can be vicious. There's no doubt about that. I mean, when people can be anonymous and when people don't have to look their targets in the eye, when conversations can really devolve to be low and vile. But what you tend to find is that all but the most unreasonable critics, if you actually engage them and treat them like adults, they tend to be so surprised that someone actually wrote back to them that they'll kind of clean up their act and be much more reasonable.